TGON and AspMedia brings you Asphere's Cafe. The cafe is now open.
Buat pasok.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Asphere's Cafe. Today is January 13, 2026, and welcome to Asphere's Cafe. So today we will be covering your usual tech news right here on Asphere's Cafe. And yes, it is Tuesday, so yes. And well, a major tech news has happened. Apparently, Apple has now decided that they will be using Google Gemini for a big Siri upgrade. And well, it is pretty expected that they still have their partnership with Google since the beginning of the iPhone. But yeah, before I cover that and before I continue, let's start how we're all doing so far. So, how are you all doing, and everyone? And to Dreamcar, how are you today?
Very interesting benefit of having tonsillitis for now, but I'm still hoping for that. So yeah, I have a little bit of an update on the Dreamcar Fanmade channel. Yes, right. Since I usually have a new what do you call this? Usually know that about the what do you call this? Fan-made archives. Yes, fan-made archives that I've been posting a while now for the KBC Institute of Evolution that I'm planning to do for this year. So here I am now. I'm nearly at the end because I am usually starting with the Kobeik version, Kobeik language. Then the English one, which is now the KBC Prime Time. And the rest will follow. So yes, I'm still doing the KBC Evolution. While having tonsillitis, that's why cold weather is still on the move right now because for January. That's why. And yeah, I don't usually comment for now because yes, I'm still sorry, I'm still having tonsillitis for now. So yeah, if I would comment, I will just stop. So yeah, I am still prioritizing my health for now. So yeah, at least you know. So not much more. As far as the coffee sessions always, I'll just
Thank you very
I'll
much,
just stop.
Dreamcar Karaoke. All right, so let's start with our first round of our tech cafe, and of course, it is a big deal for both Apple and Google. And yes, as I have mentioned earlier, Apple has decided to go with Google's Gemini for its upcoming big Siri upgrade. So this is coming from The Verge, as you are seeing on your screen right now. So this is according to The Verge. Apple will use Google's Gemini AI model to power a more personalized Siri coming this year. This is what Google and Apple's statement said. Let's read here with the quote. After careful evaluation, Apple determined that Google's AI technology provides the most capable foundation for Apple foundation models and is excited about the innovative new experience it will unlock for Apple users, end quote. So, CNBC first reported on the multi-year partnership which will allow Apple to use Google Gemini and the company's cloud technology for its future models. Continuing, quote, these models will help power future Apple Intelligence features, including a more personalized Siri coming this year, end quote. That's once again according to Apple and Google, saying that Apple Intelligence will still run on Apple devices and private cloud compute. Apple has spent the past year working on an AI upgraded version of Siri that's supposed to perform actions on your behalf as well as understand your personal context. The company delayed the update last March after admitting that it's taking longer than we thought. As part of these efforts, Bloomberg reported that Apple considered using a custom version of Gemini for AI-powered features in Siri, including a world knowledge answers capability that allows users to search for information and receive AI-generated summaries using results from the web. Google launched its Gemini 3 AI model in November, which topped AI leaderboards. Apple reshuffled its AI team as well, replacing AI chief John Gianandrea with Vision Pro head Mike Rockwell, according to Bloomberg. Gianandrea stepped down from Apple last month. In addition to its partnership with OpenAI, Apple also reportedly explored working with Anthropic and Perplexity as well, with CEO Tim Cook saying that the company plans to launch integrations with more AI companies over time. So, this is a huge deal for both Google and Apple. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I do understand that Apple is kinda not experienced in doing an AI, but well. So, we will get into Dream Guider, but we are just gonna read the comments. This is so embarrassing. That's yeah. I mean, who would have thought about this unexpected decision, right? This deal sounds a lot like the search deal they have. Yup, true. Google paying Apple to be the default search provider in Safari. How much money is being paid here by Google XD? Ram, this is from Ram. And Trivosnioma said, I really hope they do the right thing for our customers still paying $100 for a HomePod mini and bring this new series to HomePods and not hardware gate it to only new hardware. Yeah, makes sense. Looking forward to reading about how the iOS version of Gemini is better than the version I have on my Google Pixel phone. We'll see how that goes. Man, all I care is Siri gets better on my 14 Pro Max. Alternatively, at least let something be default. But nah, this just feels like such a letdown. I mean, am I not even surprised considering the current state of AI bubble? Alright, the rest is, I'm not gonna go to the rest of the comments, but you get the idea on what people are sharing their thoughts right there. So, as you have heard from Dreamcar earlier, what does Dreamcar think about it? Let's check the chat. At least it's weird. Weird that Apple is using Google's AI. I mean, yeah. I can say the same for that. I can say the same to Dreamcar's take. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting that Apple will be going with Google's AI model. But my God, my expectations were really low after all. At that knowing that Apple would be using their own, but nah, they decided to use Gemini. Yeah, pretty unexpected. So yeah, and to our audience, what is your take on this? Let us know in the comment section down below. Alright, next we have, in the related news, Google is bringing buy buttons to Gemini and AI search. Well. So it's coming from the same source that we cover every time, and it's the name by The Verge. Google turned up the heat in the AI shopping wars this weekend, announcing plans to turn Gemini into a merchant and launching an open source standard built together with major retailers including Shopify, Walmart, and Target. Open source standard, huh? I highly doubt for people who are truly I highly doubt to the people who truly cares about open source. We'll see. Anyway, the move comes as companies like OpenAI, Amazon, and Perplexity jostle for power and influence at the heart of a growing AI-powered shopping ecosystem, with consumers increasingly turning to the technology to streamline purchasing. At the National Retail Federation's annual conference this weekend, Google said it had partnered with Shopify, Target, Walmart, Wayfair, and Etsy to develop a protocol it hopes will become the industry standard for shopping with AI. I mean, will people really embrace the new normal with AI? Because as far as I am concerned, that as you are aware, what happened with Microsoft's CEO Satya Nadella saying that people should stop calling AI slow. Well, too bad they are still calling it anyway. And well, we all know that AI is just overhyped, and that's what people are concerned about. Right, back to what I was saying. The standard called the Universal Commerce Protocol, which is the short for the term as UCP, it's designed to streamline how AI agents and retailer systems communicate throughout the shopping process, from product discovery and payment to post-purchase support. Google Vice President of Ads and Commerce Vidya Srinivasan explained in a blog post. In other words, it sets up a common language for agents, AI tools capable of acting independently, and online shopping systems. Google says the new standard will power a forthcoming checkout feature on Search and Gemini, which will allow users to make purchases directly using the AI tools without having to switch between apps or pages. Well, if done right, this will be good. This will be good. The feature will bring Gemini and Google's AI mode in search in line with competitors like Microsoft's Copilot and OpenAI's ChatGPT, which launched purchasing options like last year. So if you are seeing on the screen, you can see the example how it works. So let's say, help me find a carry-on for our trip to Emmanuel that's hot shell, lightweight, and you will see the list of your results. And if you tap buy, you are already in for shipping. That's how it works. So I would say that's pretty neat, as you're seeing there. So yeah, Google hopes UCP will be widely used by retailers and others in the e-commerce ecosystem, an area that is quickly becoming a battleground for companies to prove the tangible value of generative AI. UCP is open source, meaning companies can freely use it rather than having to develop their own tools to deal with AI agents. It is compatible with existing industry standards like the Model Context Protocol, Srinivasan says. It will compete with a similar standard for agentic shopping OpenAI launched last year, the Agentic Commerce Protocol, which is also open source. Well, good good because people are increasingly becoming aware that they do not like open source, or they would like to move over to open source. So it's good that they're disclosing that it's open source. But God knows how long would that be before it becomes closed source and proprietary, which I hope. But again, coming from the big tech companies and the big e-commerce companies, I don't expect it that last that long. So yeah, UCP has already secured buy-in from more than 20 other companies in the online shopping ecosystem, the Google executive says. This includes payment giants like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, PayPal, and Stripe, as well as retailers like the Home Depot, Macy's, Best Buy, Kroger, Lewis, Gap, and Zalando. Ant Group, an affiliate of Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, has also endorsed this standard. Many of these partners are likely to or already partner with other AI companies as well. Shopify merchants, for example, can sell in AI modes on Gemini, ChatGPT, and Microsoft Copilot, and PayPal has also partnered with OpenAI. As well as the buy button on Gemini and the UCP standard, Google also said it is launching a business agent on Monday that will allow shoppers to chat with brands directly on search. Oh my gosh. Anyway, in this case, directly means chatting with a visual assistant from the brand that can answer product questions in a brand's voice. Retailers including Lewis, Michaels, Poshmark, and Reebok have been among the first to sign up. The announcements come as companies bet big on AI-driven shopping, with firms like Amazon infusing it into almost every setup of the shopping experience. The technology has yet to prove itself as a useful assistant. The Verge experience has been glitchy, to say the least, but companies are certain AI agents are the future. So that means there are a lot of works that there are still a lot of works to be done, as we are seeing right here. Google CEO Sundar Pichai said the company's new standard is laying the groundwork for agentic shopping, which will be a big part of how we shop in the not so distant future. All right, so what do I think in the view of the world of AI? Well, this sounds pretty good, and it may help to those who are overwhelmed with the work and it didn't have time to look up to do research. Then yeah, I think this is going to be good for those who are very busy. So yeah, this is a good idea, honestly. That's my point of view when it comes to OpenAI, but not OpenAI, sorry, when it comes to artificial intelligence. Now, what about the rest? Let's see. And it's going to be just like streaming more and more ads, or pay for an ever more expensive subscription. Stop trying to make agentic happen. This will either catch on or be quietly abandoned in 18 months. Yes, that is another concern that we need to highlight, and we knew the audacity from AI companies, like what happened with the other products. We knew the audacity on what's gonna happen, right? We knew the audacity. We knew it, but will they keep? Will UCP live on for longer? We don't know. That's the concern, and we don't know the answer. Even if this worked, the idea of further consolidating a massive internet company's power over shopping really doesn't reassure me. Did we learn nothing from Amazon's rise to power? Oh yeah, and you can see. Do you think we don't have technology for buy buttons? Buy buttons linked to a highly needed product don't count as real buy buttons to me. Well, so I mean, one person is saying he's overcomplicating. Well, again, people really have doubts over this one, which I understand. Now, what are your thoughts? What is your take on that? Let us know in the comment section down below. And actually, let's see what Dreamcore has to say on it in the chat. Let me check. AI shopping. That won't last long. Yeah, alright. Well,
I'm going to add on a little bit. Okay, imagine the AI shopping or
you're kind of not audible. You're kind of not audible. Can you try moving your mic closer?
No. All right. Imagine the AI shopping would look like. Imagine the ads for that one. That would be a lot.
I mean, who knows for the first months, right? Who knows? We will see if that actually happens.
Imagine that would instantly happen. There's a lot of ads. There's a lot of AI recommendations like that. Yeah, let's see if it's capable to the consumers lately.
Yeah, we will see. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. All right, next we are moving on to app news now, and yes, as you are seeing on your screen, VLC gets native support for Snapdragon powered PCs. Hallelujah for Windows on ARM PCs. So yes, they finally added support. They finally add a native support. That's what I meant. They finally add a native support for the VLC app, and I would say that is a good long overdue. And wait, there's more. They have also included a bug fixes for Windows XP version 2. Apparently, they haven't decided to discontinue support yet. Shocking, I know. But let's start right here, coming from the Verge. Sorry, not the Verge. Coming from Windows Central. The popular media player VLC now natively supports ARM-based processors, and once again, as I have said it's no longer overdue, and it's also good news. A recent update brings VLC to version 3.0.22 or 3.0.23. In addition to adding ARM-based support, that update adds a dark mode for Windows and Linux users. God, finally! Another long overdue feature for dark mode. Finally. It also has a number of fixes. So, aside from that, we're not done yet. The same update that adds native support for ARM-based processors also fixes support for Windows XP Service Pack 3. Surprise! As I have previously mentioned, it looks like they haven't forgotten about that operating system, and it might be around for long. We'll see, but for God knows how long. So yeah, if those changes sound familiar, that means you're a true app aficionado. So Videoland added dark mode and native Windows on ARM support to VLC last September, but that update was only in the release candidate praise. The update has since made its way to general release and is available to download through VideoLens website. So here is the full change logs and with along the fixes and highlights. So VLC 3.0.23 is the 24th update of Vintinari. Improves playback of numerous formats, including rendering of certain subtitles. Codec updates, notably David, FFmpeg, libvbx, add support for Windows ARM 64, with at least with the minimum of Windows 10, Redstone 5, build number 17763 or 1809. Add dark mode user interface option on Windows and Linux. Updates of most third-party libraries. A large number of stability improvements to the demuxers thanks to reports from roop.de and OSFUS. Allow renaming, moving, deleting of playing file on Windows. Fix multiple security issues which are detailed, which we will get into that. Well, not get into that, but we do know that they address a lot of security fixes. And finally, maintenance supported by a generous sponsorship of Sovereign Tech Fund. So there you have it. So that is yet another major update to VLC, especially now that we have a dark mode. Finally, that's all I want. That is what I want to say. Good. This is the latest developer to bring dark mode to the application, and not only that, ARM native support, which is also another big deal for those who are using Windows on ARM PCs exclusively as their main PC. But there you go. Hey, they finally support natively, so that's good. So yeah, hooray for that. And now, for Dreamcar Steak, what do you think? I'm not seeing any chat, but Dreamcar, what do you think?
Well, having VLC on what I call this not very finishing is very interesting. But having dark mode, officially having a dark mode on VLC, it's been a while that we have a lot of requests of having VLC having a dark mode thing. Thank God it's finally here. I think they're getting late for that one, but at least we have finally managed to do it now. So yes, finally there's a good
Right?
VLC.
Yeah, right. I'm so happy they finally brought it to the general public release, and I couldn't be more happier. Especially the dark mode is what I have been requesting for, and also for ARM-based users, it's also going to be another huge deal because native support is finally here for VLC. So I'm so happy. Let us know in your comments down below what are your thoughts, and are you happy that VLC is bringing useful fixes along with the dark team support and full native support for ARM? I would love to know. So yeah, and before I continue, let me check if this is paywall, because again I'm having problems on that The Verge article right here that wants me to do a paywall, and yeah, it looks like I'm still being asked to do the paywall, which I'm not going to do that, but yeah, but I'm telling you right now, and we're going over a little bit to the entertainment. It's not good. Paramount Skydance is suing after Warner Brothers Discovery rejects its latest deal. Ouch! Are they greedy or what? Are they greedy?
That's an interesting.
I mean, for the eighth time or ninth time, I don't know, I lost count, they rejected their hostile bid, and now they're suing against Warner Brothers Discovery. Ouch! When is Paramount Skydance gonna stop at this point? So this is coming from The Verge. Paramount is turning up the pressure on Warner Bros. Discovery in the wake of its merger with Netflix, as it's now suing the David company in an attempt to get more details surrounding the agreement. In addition to the lawsuit, Paramount CEO David Ilson revealed that the company plans to nominate directors to Warner Bros. Discovery's board to vote against its deal with Netflix. After fielding offers from a range of companies, including Paramount, Warner Bros. Discovery settled on a deal with Netflix, which will acquire the company's studio, HBO, and HBO Max for $82.7 billion. But Paramount isn't taking no for an answer. The company launched, you can see a big number, a $108.4 billion of hostile takeover bid to purchase all of Warner Bros. Discovery in December. They later rejected the deal along with Paramount's amended offer. Paramount has now filed a lawsuit against Warner Bros. Discovery to ask the court to force the company to disclose more details about this Netflix agreement with Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders, such as how it valued the transaction. So this is what Ilson said, quote, Warner Bros. Discovery has provided increasingly novel reasons for avoiding a transaction with Paramount, but what it has never said, because it cannot, is that the Netflix transaction is financially superior to our actual offer, end quote. Ilson adds that Paramount plans to appoint a slate of directors ahead of Warner Bros. Discovery's next shareholder meeting, who will exercise Warner Bros. Discovery's right under the Netflix agreement to engage on Paramount's offer and enter into a transaction with Paramount. Oh my god, when is Paramount's guidance going to give up at this point? I mean, I have more hatred already with Paramount, and what I'm having a problem with is how are they going to manage the feats internationally? Like what happened with Nickelodeon, they went Texas. It's not good, and I'm not taking it. Right? They even removed the credits. I'm not taking it. It's not good. It's not a good thing if they want to do hostile takeover like this. Like imagine taking over Cartoon Network and then they just slap with own player. Oh my god, I couldn't say much. I mean, that's what I'm concerned with. Like, can they give up? Can they just give up at this point? Dreamcar, what are your take on this? Oh my god.
And that's what happens when entertainment fights out on the other entertainment industry. So let's just say entertainment versus entertainment, which is which. And well, here we go again. They sue another company.
You know what's ironic, Dreamcar? Do you know what's ironic, Dreamcar?
Oh.
I'm saying this right now. It's a hostile bid. If it wasn't hostile, it wouldn't be a problem. But it's a hostile bid, Dreamcar. I'm saying this right now. It's a hostile bid. I am not kidding.
That is weird, and that is very, very weird that they just reject another deal from another one, then goes back another one, and then they want to bid it again, then it didn't work again, then they just stuck in the loop.
I mean, good that Warner Bros. should reject the bid, in my opinion, because again, it's big, it's big, it's anti-consumer in its finest, and I'm genuinely concerned how the company is going, and especially Paramount's guidance is not in a very good shape right now. You know what I mean, right? Paramount's guidance is not in a financially good state. They're already into deep cost cutting reasons or deep cost cutting measures, right? It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. So it's good that Paramount rejected the bid, and they should keep it that way, because if they move on, well, it's a game over. It's a game over, Dreamcar. It's a game over, right? Because imagine the world. How do I say this? Imagine the world where Paramount owns Warner Brothers and then they're not taking care of it properly. That sounds wrong. That sounds so wrong. Oh my gosh. All right, it is now 7 o'clock in the evening in Philippine Standard Time, and we will have more tech news to cover right here on Asphere Cafe. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. But for now, let's head over to our
This is
main
about Tech
sponsors,
Cafe,
Dreamcar.
brought to you by Del Sound, Asphere Appliances, Kapinoy Coffee, Dreamcast Pizza, Melody Mart, Always Grocery, and Chinatown City Pass. Exactly 7 o'clock.
Welcome back to the program. It is now 7:11 p.m. and as I will be taking a leave for a while because I'm going to be preparing the dinner for my sister. So yeah, Dreamcar. In the meantime, do you mind taking over the gap until I return? Thank you very much, and guys, I will be back later. See you guys.
Welcome to Dreamcast Karaoke taking over Asparagus Cafe, and sorry for the loud noise. So I don't know where we're going to start here since I am not prepared. Okay, I am not prepared. I wasn't informed. Okay, okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of a recap instead. How do I share screen? All right. Uh, okay, here we go. All right, so let me set to my wiki report. I forgot where this is from. Wiki report. All right, here we go. So, so Motorola. Guys, sorry ako din. Teka ron lang ko eh. Okay. Uh, alright, so I cannot hear myself here because my tita is so noisy. So for that, okay. So, Motorola is suddenly consistent with the flagship release and its Edge series have been ultra model in some years but not in others. Now it introduces the signature line to serve the premium market and the first model in its is quite interesting. The, the Motorola signature is not an all-out flagship but it costs a good deal less than worse. You can pick up a 12 by 200 5 quad unit for 1,000 euros. Something like the Bobo X300 Pro with run you 400 euros more. Even the 1 plus 15 costs 1,000 euros. So if you don't know what is the signature is,
It is a slim device measuring 7 millimeters and weighing only 186. The glass it is 47 lighter than the iPhone 17 Pro Max, while having a larger 5,200 milliamp battery. It is paired with a 90-watt wired and 50-watt wired wireless charging, which is way above that Apple, Google, and Samsung will offer. So, it is equipped with a 6.8-inch LTPO display with an ultrasonic fingerprint reader underneath. It has fast USB-C 3.1 Gen 2 port with DisplayPort 1.4. So it can connect to external displays. But the signature doesn't quite match up of the line flagship. The chipset and the camera powered by Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 non Elite, which is in below your last year's Elite. And it is not a slow chip, but as for the camera, it has 450 megapixel module. The main camera has a large one by 1.28 sensor and a 3 by 71 millimeter telephoto with a decent size 1.95 sensor and a 120-degree ultra wide camera. And that is very interesting. Alright. So the fourth module is a 21 millimeter selfie camera with an autofocus 2.0 and not auto game cameras possibly, but they are also bigger sensors than the OnePlus 15. Oh my god. Right. Don't hear this asparagus. Sorry if you're going to know, but yes, you gotta go upstairs. Alright, go outside. It's quite good in the Smart Connect office of the Stock Mall, and it is set for 7 years of OS update. So here now is the survey. Yes, I want one. Maybe I wait for reviews, maybe, but not for the after price cut. There are better phones at this price. I don't want a high-end phone in Arabia about. Alright. Let me. Alright. I want you because I want to have a conversation. So bad. No, I just commented about this. For this one for a while. Hold on. Let me go take a look at one of the devices because I am not informed, I'm not double checked, and I didn't know. Okay. Samsung One UI as the best Android skin. So Samsung is 41%, 4436, Google Pixel 2170, 20%, custom ROM 778, majority of the 7.2, Nothing OS 751, or 6.9. I don't care for 729. 6.7. Okay. Color OS 61. No, 5.8. Xiaomi HyperOS C75. 3.5 Motorola Hello UI 225, 2.1 Honor Magic OS, didn't expected. So Xperia, no. Other, no. Vivo Origin OS, no. But how important is it? It's important but not a deal breaker. 1669 and majority of the votes 42.2.
I only buy phones running my favorite skin 1518 39.3. I hate one particular skin, others are fine. 306 7.9. Almost doesn't matter to the 236 6.1. I don't care 133, not of the above. Okay. I'm going to continue here. Yeah, this is a little bit rough because I don't have news here. So let's just go for a smartphone news for you. Starting with the Neo 8 from Realme. It is set to be in China in January 22, equipped with Snapdragon 885, triple rear camera set up. So recent leaks that revealed that the phone could get a 6.7 inch display and 16 megapixel front camera and ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. The rear camera setup is including here a 50 megapixel main sensor, another one for the telephoto, 3.5 optical zoom, 8 megapixel ultra camera, and it is rumored to have an 8000 milliamp battery for 80 watt fast charging support. So yes, this is what they mentioned earlier, Neo 8 from Realme. So 165 Hz refresh rate for that one with the Samsung M14 OLED display. Then S26 Ultra case showcases design. So yeah, this was just special recap until Chicago takes over again. So we've already seen the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra in battle cases. Now let's see what we have now. So remember the phone cases we have? Let's see what they have now. Here's the case. Common, easy to be ripped off by Chinese, Chinese brand. But this one is very unique. Yeah, I don't know what it describes. It's just plain black. Okay. Uh, it will also support wireless charging, but it is not clear from the listing if the phone will have the magnet included as rumored before, or the case will provide the magnet. So this is not yet confirmed, but it is what it looks like. Now let's go to the other side. Hey, the OnePlus 15T. More details here now. The OnePlus 13T launched last year, and now the company is working for the successor 15T. So what we have leaked now is another one from Weibo, from the digital chat station or the ECS. That's mentioned that it is weighed 194 grams and offered in very interesting colors we have there. Green, white, and cocoa brown. And the following combos we have are 12 to 56, 12 5 12, 16 66, 16 5 12, and 16 1 tera. It is also included with Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 SoC, a smaller screen, ultra narrow bezel, and also ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner, telephoto camera, high water resistance rating, support for wireless charging, and at least 7,000 milliamp battery. And as mentioned, it's going to have 6.31 and 1.5K resolution with 165 Hz refresh rate, IP68 for dust and water resistance. And yes, let's just wait for them to have an update regarding to the OnePlus 15T. Then they have offered from Smashnag that the renewed
F-25 series from the UK, Germany, and France. So they are having the CRN program for the US, and now for the extension to the UK, Germany, and France. Uh, right. So the UK and the Germany here, they call this a certified renewed, or in France, refurbished premium by Samsung, or which one? Uh, how do you call it? Pronounce it. Recondition premium pa Samsung. Yeah, that's like that. Alright. Oh, here are the table for how it's right. For the UK, we have the following: 5 12 gig is only for 860 in Germany, and in France 800 euros. So far UK only have one, which is the S25 Ultra for 5 gigs for 1,153 UK pounds. For Germany, we have 5 gig for 860, which is the S25 for the Plus 1040, and the Ultra for 256 is 1240. And for the France, for 800 for the S25, 1,000 euros for S25 Plus, 1250 for Ultra. So this is what they mentioned: theft coverage, repair services, uh, accidental damage, battery replacement, certified care at home or abroad. So it is it is supposedly necessary for them. And this is the Samsung Care Plus, it's their warranty thing. Well, according here to John Kim, we're excited to expand our certified renewed program in European markets to provide new customers with more options for purchasing flagship devices. We're contributing to circular economy. We hope more customers can experience our latest innovations, including Galaxy AI. That's coming from the EVP and head of Galaxy Value Innovation Team Mobile Experience Business at Samsung Electronics, Junki. So the following aren't yet included on the list are the Z series that are not yet available. All right. Since Spargos doesn't expect me to have a cup now, but at least you know, and at least you know. Okay. So exactly 7:29. You would tell our teenage viewers, sadly, our time for us is up. So yeah, I guess we're going to say goodbye for now for our good friends at TVH, and you could tell there's more as we go now for tomorrow's edition to our TVH viewers: anime, waifu supremacy, and voice news, entertainment news, K-pop news, whatever. But it's still entertainment news for you tomorrow. So yeah, same time, same station for our friends at TVH, and join us again tomorrow. So sa ngalan ni Paragos, I am Dreamcar, still having a cough and having tonsillitis, saying goodbye. And for the Asphere Cafe viewers, the cafe is now closed for friends at TVH. Okay. Sorry for the cough. It, it's still there. It's still there. Because this happened because when it comes to me, of course, I get tonsillitis. I don't know because I did a lot of voiceover from some of our fan maders, but yes, I could take a little bit of a rest after this program. I don't know where to going to continue, but at least you know that I am still okay. I'm still doing fine. But yes, sometimes voiceover actors that like I need to have a rest as well. Okay, you know now. You know everyone knows now. Everyone knows asparagus. When you're still hearing that, he also knows now. Okay, let's continue one more before we're going to head to asparagus. When it comes to asparagus, you know, uh, yes. Now, continuing our session here, we got Lenovo, okay, with their Yoga Slim 7i Ultra Aura Edition. That's a long word there. Yes. So the Yoga Slim 7i Ultra Aura Edition is for 1549 UK pounds. By cost inflation, it's around. Alright. Okay, so checking here on my converter. Hold on. So it is 1549 UK pounds. Hold on. Yep, 123,825 pesos and 16 tapos for the 1 tera. But holy 2 terabytes for 18. Okay, for 2 terabytes you get 150,000. That's half of your four times the college fees that I usually do. But yes, at least it has Windows 11 Pro. 14-inch laptop that features Pure Sight Pro OLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, 6 brightness at 1100, Dolby Vision POV low blue light certification. At Intel Core Ultra X9 CPU with 32 gig RAM, offers 1 tera or 2 tera PCIe Gen for storage, 4 stereo speakers, Dolby Atmos, 5 MP IR webcam, rapid charging with 3 hours of use. For some, not yet to be confirmed, but confirmation spec, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, Dolby Vision, POV, low blue light certified, up to Intel Core Ultra X9 CPU, integrated graphics, 32 gig, dual channel, RAM, 1 tera or 2 tera PCI Gen 4 M2 storage, 5 megapixel webcam camera, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, 4 stereo speakers, 2 times USB-C Thunderbolt 4 with 1 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 up to Windows 11 Pro, 75 watt hour battery with 35 packaging from MIL LCD 810H. And some colors for you, Seashell, Cosmic Blue, and Mystic Violet. So that is the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7i Ultra Aura Edition. Now, we got the Legion Go 2. Uh, and the Legion Pro gaming laptop. So, Legend Go 2 handheld is powered by Steam OS and the Legend Pro rollable gaming laptop. This was mentioned yesterday, and here we go. So, hold on. So the handheld into the SteamOS ecosystem has a deep direct access to their Steam library in a console-like experience. 8.8-inch 144Hz OLED with AMD's Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor, up to 32 gigs RAM, 2 terabyte SSD, with removable controllers, just like Nintendo Switch 2 does, dual USB-C port, large 74 watt battery with, of course, serious gaming. For whopping 71,043 pesos. Now, we got the Legend Pro rollable concept laptop, spanning quality display, growing up from 16 inches up to 24 inches, with high-end Intel RTX 5090 graphics, and it's also they're part of their Lenovo's vision for the future of portable gaming. Now, let's continue. There's more with the Aura. I didn't ask you. I asked you for this. Ayan, Neo has launched a new Aura Yellow Limited Edition Pocket DMG handheld gaming device in China, in which, of course, while the internals remain the same, it has a new yellow color with a 3.92-inch OLED display, 1240 by 1080, aspect ratio of 8 by 7. It has Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 gaming platform with LPDDR5X RAM, surge of UFF4. And it, of course, has active cooling 6,000 milliamp battery with a feature of 25 watts fast charge. They included Android 13, features Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity and advanced gaming controls. And it is for the gaming console as well for 20,379.13 with white, black, and retro, which is yellow. So here it is again for viewers who want to check the specs. Remember Hisense, one of the TVs mentioned, or no? But yes, the XR10 laser projector and some mini LED TVs from Hisense. There's their 116-inch RGB mini LED TV with their mini LED EVA technology with a fourth sky blue sign illuminant for color clarity but has blue light emission as 80%. It offers a 110% beauty to any color gamut. While we have the TV, we also have a projector. This is their projector, the XR10 laser projector with up to 300 inches. Oh, that's a big one. They have also won the CES Innovation Award, showing Hisense post in next generation display tech. Well, congratulations for them. I'm gonna look for more as I having my tonsils worsen.
Remember TCL? I have this meme. Uh, we got our RGB mini LED. They have reached 115 inch. So this one uses also as well mini LED with super quantum dot over RGB LED. Yes, up to 9,100 BT 2020. That's very interesting. It also has the WHBA 2.0 LCD panel with wider angle 4K and or 1080p. Google TV 4 HDMI ports, Dolby Atmos audio by Bang & Olufsen, and IPQ Pro processor. Yes, this is what it looks like. Oh boy, that's a big one. And who is competing? TCL as well with their 130-inch LCD TV. If you don't know, Samsung also released an 130-inch LCD TV. Last January 5, they also revealed that Samsung is also doing this as well. Does it look like a projector to you now? By looking at the picture, yeah, I cannot show the picture. Alright, so it has the so-called very interesting timeless frame, the frame of a grand architectural window. That's a very deep thing here, but the pricing will announce later as well. So, okay, according to Honley, we're reviving the spirit of our original design philosophy introduced more than a decade ago to deliver unmistakably premium display in Geneva with a technology for a new generation. We have added that the TV offers audio performance to match, though without providing many details. It supports both Dolby Atmos and Eclipse audio. Now going to check our specs here. Usually, the micro RGB is very well known, especially when it comes to the pricing. First is the 95 inch, no, 85 inch possibly. They also have the 130 that will be released sooner or later, 65, 25, 85, and 130. Yes, it was. So, yes, it's their flat series, both at the same sizes. And yes, micro RGB LED, and wireless ones connect ready, anti-glare coating, anti-object tracking sound. Then Eclipse audio, we got EPS-C3, DVB-T2, S2, and C for Europe. Has recorder and twin tuner with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wall mountable. It is VESA compatible with USB ports. For the picture, LED, RGB LED zone dimming, and VA 144 Hz, 4K. Micro RGB AI Engine Pro, HDMI 2.1. We have 4 HDMI ports. HFR is okay. With HDMI VRR is also included. ALM and CEC are included. Filmmaker mode is okay. HDIG is also included. For the audio, we got speakers, HDMI ARC, EARC. We also have Dolby Audio, Atmos, AC3, EAC3, and AC4. But we don't have any DTS audio. For the HDR, HDR10, 10 pass, and HLG are included. Video formats will be MP4 and MP2 decoding, HVC, VP9, AP1. And at the end of it all, we have OS updates included, AirPlay 2. We have a platform TGON 10.0, voice assistants, Bixby, Copilot, and Alexa. We also have YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime Video. That's for our micro RGB series. Exactly 7:45. I'm going to take a rest. There's more asparagus after this word with our sponsors. Again, our sponsors, Cell Sound,
Asphere Appliances, Rimcars Pizza, Kapinoy Coffee, Melody Mart, as Sheraton Team Plus, and the Always Grocery. We'll be right back as I take my medicine.
Welcome back to the program. It is now 7:58 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and yes, we are continuing our our tech our tech news right here on Asphere's Cafe. All right, so starting off right here, starting off with our another round of the tech news. Well, it looks like Verizon is set to stop automatic unlocking of phones as FCC and 60-day unlock rule. So this is coming from Arts Technica. The Federal Communications Commission in the US is letting Verizon lock phones to its network for longer periods, eliminating a requirement to unlock handsets 60 days after they are activated on its network. The change will make it harder for people to switch from Verizon to other carriers. The FCC today granted Verizon's petition for a waiver of the 60-day unlocking requirement. While the waiver is in effect, Verizon only has to comply with the CTIA trade group's voluntary unlocking policy. The CTIA policy calls for unlocking prepaid mobile devices 1 year after activation, while devices on postpaid plans can be unlocked after a contract, device financing plan, or early termination fee is paid. Unlocking a phone allows it to be used on another carrier's network, while Verizon's was previously required to unlock phones automatically after 60 days. The CTIA code says carriers only have to unlock phones upon request from consumers. The FCC said the Verizon waiver will remain in effect until the agency decides on an appropriate industry-wide approach for the unlocking of handsets. The FCC rejected a request to at least limit the locking period to 180 days. The agency's order said the CTIA code provides an adequate threshold of ensuring Verizon consumers have competitive options and that granting this waiver will not impede those competitive options. We thus declined to limit today's waiver to a period of 180 days. Until today's waiver order, Verizon faced strict unlocking requirements that didn't apply to other carriers. But that was by choice, as Verizon gained significant benefits in exchange for agreeing to unlocking requirements in 2008 when it purchased license to use 700 MHz spectrum, and again in 2021 when it agreed to merger conditions to obtain approval for its purchase of TracFone. Verizon used to sell phones that were already unlocked, but in 2019, it obtained a waiver that allowed it to lock phones for 60 days in order to deter fraud. In March 2025, Verizon said the 60-day locking period wasn't long enough to stop fraud and asked the FCC to waive the requirement. In a press release today, the FCC said the Verizon rule required one wireless carrier to unlock their handsets, well earlier than standard industry practice, thus creating an incentive for bad actors to steal those handsets for purposes of carrying out fraud and other illegal acts. A statement from FCC Chairman Brian Carr said, reading quote, "Sophisticated criminal networks have exploited the FCC's handset unlocking policies to carry out criminal acts, including transnational handset trafficking schemes and facilitating broader criminal enterprises like drug running and human smuggling. By waiving a regulation that incentivizes bad actors to target one particular carrier's handset for theft, we now have a uniform industry standard that can help stem the flow of handsets into the black market." End quote. Verizon's current policy is for phones to be remotely unlocked automatically 60 days after paid activation and 60 days of paid active service. Phones already activated on the Verizon network won't be affected by the waiver, according to the FCC. The FCC ruling said, we quote, "The terms of this waiver apply to all handsets that become active on Verizon's network beginning the day after the release of this order. The prospective application of this waiver will minimize customer confusion and interference with existing contractual arrangements and service agreements." Upon the release of this waiver, Verizon has stated that it will change its unlocking policies to follow those set out in the CTIA Consumer Code, end quote. We recently wrote about, referring as Ars Technica, recently wrote about Kansas resident Patrick Roach, who sued Verizon and complained to the FCC after the carrier refused to unlock an iPhone he purchased. Although the FCC took no action on Roach's complaint, a small claims court ruled in his favor because Verizon tried to retroactively enforce a locking policy implemented in April 2025 on a phone Roach had bought before the policy change. Verizon's April 2025 policy change requires 60 days of paid active service before Verizon would unlock a customer's phone. Roach alleged that this violated the FCC condition, which required Verizon to unlock phones 60 days after activation, and did not say that Verizon may refuse to unlock a phone when a customer has not maintained paid service for 60 days. Going forward, today's FCC ruling will render that distinction moot and make it easier for Verizon to avoid unlocking phones. Well, to our surprise, it does look like the Verizon petition was opposed. In a filing by public knowledge, the Brenton Foundation, Consumer Reports, the EFF, known as Electronic Frontier Foundation, iFixit, and other groups. The automatic unlocking enforced through the FCC condition was good for consumers and competition, the group said. The group said, really quote, "Automatic unlocking reduces switching costs, enhances competition, and promotes a more efficient and sustainable device marketplace. It facilitates the resale and reuse of mobile devices, reduces e-waste, and enables low-cost carriers and MVNOs to compete on a more level playing field. The opposite, which Verizon seeks through its waiver request, merely serves as a way to keep customers locked in one provider," end quote. The consumer group's filing argued that Verizon offers no specific evidence that a longer lock period would have prevented the fraudulent acquisition of the devices it identifies, and said the carrier is capable of detecting and responding to fraud during this 60-day locking period. The group said, continuing, reading quote, "It can flag suspicious purchases, deny unlocking to devices that show signs of trafficking, and pursue legal or contractual remedies against fraudulent actors. The Commission has previously found that 60 days is a reasonable and sufficient period to allow providers to identify and act upon fraudulent behavior. Verizon has not shown that these prior determinations were in error or that its current loss mitigation measures are being overwhelmed solely because of the unlocking rule," end quote. The FCC rejected these arguments, saying it found that the 60-day period has been insufficient to deter fraud. This is what the FCC said, quote, "Verizon explains that the globalization of 4G LTE and 5G technologies in recent years has created a ready overseas market for fraudulently obtained handsets, and stolen handsets are frequently sold or distributed to a secondary black market in countries that do not participate in GSMA blocking," end quote. The agency said the waiver will address concerns of law enforcement associations that supported Verizon's petition. Once again, the FCC said, quote, "Law enforcement commenters have convincingly linked our handset unlocking policies and public safety matters on the basis that the current 60-day policy has impacted law enforcement lives and requires that law enforcement entities dedicate significant resources to investigating stolen handsets rather than focus on other public safety matters," end quote. Verizon issued a statement thanking the FCC for the waiver. This is what Verizon said, quote, reading quote, "The FCC's action will end bad actors' ability to exploit the FCC's unlocking rules to profit from easier access to expensive, heavily subsidized devices in the US that they traffic and sell to other parts of the world. Before today's decision, the FCC's rules have benefited from these international criminal gangs at the expense of legitimate American consumers," end quote. Cable lobby group NCTA was not pleased by the FCC decision. Cable companies have increasingly been competing against large mobile carriers by offering wireless service in recent years. And ending with the article, this is what the NCTA said with the quote. Mobile phone unlocking delivers clear pro-consumer benefits, saving billions of dollars across the mobile marketplace by expanding choice, competition, and affordability. Today's decision delays these benefits, underscoring the need for a clear, uniform framework so all wireless providers operate under the same rules. End quote. The NCTA has urged the FCC to implement a 180-day unlocking requirement. So, it does sound like that they are really putting it to an end, and as we have heard from advocacy groups, it is not a good news. So, before I head over to Dreamcard for his take, let's see what do they have to say about this. So, if we load the comments. Unchecked capitalism has never benefited consumers, ever. Agreed. Surprise, surprise, the corporate boot leaking continues. There is no reason to not have the devices unlockable as soon as they were before, if not earlier. But here we are, with every decision being made, the Trump Ricky meme asks, how can we make our fellow oligarchs more money so they can bribe me harder? Making any basic interaction with a corporation so unbearable that you basically stuck home into paying them more, sometimes just to go away. Damn it, Verizon, why do you have to make the cable lobby look pro-consumer? So I guess merger agreements are meaningless now. It would be so funny if a future FCC gave Verizon the choice of giving up this waiver or giving up all rights to the spectrum they acquired in 2008 because they violated the terms of the agreement, but pigs will fly before that happens, I fear. I wonder how many group images those FCC leaders are generating with the cash they got. It's good to see the FCC getting back into the habit of letting corporations regulate themselves. Sarcastic. We aren't even the consumers, we are the product. There you go. It's not looking good as we know it, and yikes. What are your thoughts on that? Let us know in the comments section down below, and honestly, I'm pretty disappointed that FCC is letting Verizon do this decision. Not surprised, but it is what it is in a corporate world. Dreamco, what do you think?
No comment for me.
Alright then, well, let's move on to the next one, and this time we are talking about Windows 11, or I should say Microsoft. Once again, it looks like leak Windows 11 is, well, it looks like Copilot is shoveling into your File Explorer. That's right. Microsoft is testing a hidden chat with Copilot button in Windows 11 File Explorer, signaling deeper AI search and a coming agent launches framework. And this is coming from Tech Republic. An invisible button was spotted in the latest preview of Windows 11, which appears to be tied to Microsoft's generative AI chatbot. Users may be able to ask Copilot to find specific documents, photos, or file types, or even direct them to a particular file within a large folder. The button was spotted by Windows Tester and also my fellow friend, Fandom of Earth, who shared it on X. It marks yet another Copilot integration in Windows, a trend that has irked some users, particularly as many of these additions cannot be disabled once installed. And in case you didn't know, it is already integrated into the File Explorer via the right-click menu, allowing users to ask Copilot about a file. This opens the Copilot app and continues the query there, whereas the newly discovered button would reportedly keep the interaction within File Explorer itself, offering a more seamless experience. Search within File Explorer has long been a point of criticism, especially among power users due to slow performance, unreliable results, and its reliance on properly configured indexing. Many users turn to third-party tools for more reliable file discovery, and a generative AI model capable of understanding such context could significantly improve the Windows experience. Well, it does sound good on paper, but it's not good for those who are opposed to the AI, if we're going to be honest with you, everyone. So Microsoft has been integrating Copilot heavily across Windows and its Microsoft 365 suite over the past 2 years, using its exclusive license to commercialize OpenAI's GPT technology across its products and services. It's clear that it shows some successes, including the hundreds of thousands of developers who now use GitHub Copilot as a code completion tool and AI assistant. Copilot's integration into the Office suite was another hit, allowing users to rapidly create documents, presentations, and spreadsheets through Microsoft's Frontier program. Microsoft has also partially revived Cortana style voice activation with the Hey Copilot. Instead of Hey Cortana, you just say Hey Copilot, enabling hands-free interaction. It was launched as part of the broader push to position every Windows 11 device as an AI Copilot hub. Well, it looks like they're not done yet, aside from what fandom of Earth has spotted with the chat with Copilot. It looks like the AI agents are next in the line. So science suggests Microsoft is far from finished embedding Copilot into Windows, with AI potentially moving to the forefront through a new framework known as agent launchers. This will allow AI agents from different models and developers to integrate seamlessly into Windows functions. Yep, much like Windows once served as a platform for thousands of software developers, Microsoft now envisions its operating system as an ecosystem for AI agents designed to boost productivity. These agents could monitor calendars, aggregate information from multiple apps into a single dashboard, and reduce the friction of manually gathering data across services. This shift toward agentic AI is seen as a natural next step for generative models, which are currently used primarily through web and mobile chat interfaces. Free from those confines and embedded into everyday workflows, AI assistants could become even more indispensable. And yeah, there you have it. So we now know that chat with Copilot feature is going to be shoved into your Windows 11's File Explorer, and I'm pretty sure most of you are gonna be like, ah, man, why is Microsoft doing this? But yeah, overall, outside of that, I do say for the point of view, hopefully this will be for those who are working. This will sound good on paper, but again, to those who are just typical or regular consumers out there, I'm pretty sure people are gonna be like, yeah, I don't want Copilot in my system. I didn't ask for the AI. I don't need AI. And I understand that. This is very concerning too. So Dreamcar, now you know that we read that the chat with Copilot button is coming to the Windows 11 File Explorer. What can you say about this?
Nothing much more to say more. At least I know.
All right. Anyway, let us know in the comment section down below. And what do you think? Do you think Microsoft is doubling down? Because for me, it seems like it. But anyway, what are your thoughts on that so far? All right. It looks like we now know the reason as to why their abundant stock overflow, and that is thanks to this one thing. You guessed it, AI or artificial intelligence. We now know the full reason as to why their abundant stock overflow. So as you can see in the article, it declined significantly, and in December, only 3,862 questions were asked on Stack Overflow, which is a 78% decrease on an annual basis. According to DevClass, the decline is probably due to the increased use of AI, but many users have also grown tired of being treated like idiots when they ask questions on Stack Overflow. In this context, it is worth mentioning that many of the AI responses come from Stack Overflow itself, as companies such as OpenAI have signed cooperation agreements with the platform. There you go. So we might now know the full reason on why they did this, or why not this, but why it might have killed the entire engagement. And again, that is all thanks to the AI. And now, as you are seeing, one of the major tech YouTubers are really talking about Stack Overflow not in a good shape. The Primogen talked about it. Heck, there are every other YouTubers out there might also be talking about this. So, well, that is really surprising to see. And well, I guess if it's all because of AI and also a non-AI reason that has something to do with people having enough with some people being idiots or being stupid, I guess that's why. So, Dreamcar, what is your take on this?
Same comment as yours. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next. Well, Dream Car. Read the headline. Read the headline. Oh boy.
Right, X could face UK ban over deepfakes, according to the minister.
Yup, that's right. As according to BBC, Technology Secretary Liz Kendall says she would back regulator Ofcom if it blocks UK access to Elon Musk's social media site X or Twitter for failing to comply with online safety laws. Ofcom says it is urgently deciding what to do about X artificial intelligence chatbot Grook, which digitally undressed. I did talk about this on our show last week. So if you haven't seen my take, you should watch the last week's episode of Asphere's Cafe. Okay, so back to once again. If you remember, group, they allowed people to undress people without their consent when tagged beneath images posted on the platform. X has now limited the use of this image function to those who paid a monthly fee. But Downey Street said the change was insulting to victims of sexual violence. Musk said on X the UK government want any excuse for censorship as he replied to a post questioning why other AI platforms were not being looked at. Kendall said sexually manipulating images of women and children is despicable and abhorrent. She added, reading quote, I, and more importantly the public, would expect to see Ofcom update on next steps in days, not weeks, end quote. She said the Online Safety Act includes the power to block services from being accessed in the UK if they refuse to comply with UK law, and if Ofcom decide to use those powers, they will have our full support, end quote. The BBC has approached X for comment, and as for now, this is what an Ofcom spokesperson said, with quote, we urgently made contact with X or Twitter on Monday and set a firm deadline of today, Friday, to explain ourselves, to which we have received a response, end quote. And continuing quote, we're now undertaking an expedited assessment as a matter of urgency and will provide further updates shortly, end quote. Ofcom's powers under the Online Safety Act include being able to seek a court order to prevent third parties from helping X raise money or be accessed in the UK should the firm refuse to comply. These so-called business disruption measures remain untested. The use of group to generate non-consensual sexualized images has been condemned by politicians on all sides, with Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer calling it disgraceful and disgusting. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage said it was horrible in every way and that X needs to go further than the changes it had made to group earlier on Friday. But he said the idea of banning X or Twitter in the UK was frankly appalling and an attack on free speech. The Liberal Democrats have called for access to X to be temporarily restricted in the UK while the social media site was investigated. Now, as you are seeing the screenshots, you can see this is what they're concerned of right here. Given what X are doing, as you can see, this is it's the profile pictures are not showing, obviously for privacy reasons, but you can see what they're doing here. Given what X are doing to harm children with group, any chance of some links on other players to share, please. I agree with, as do I. As some of us, I'm not gonna go further. And as you can continue, agree with all above statements. Furthermore, any images of children and women and children comes on X put those children in harm's way. Me too. We deleted our X last year. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. After all of the Twitter or X controversy with their group AI allowing people to undress anyone. Yep, this is not looking good for X or Twitter, and it's also not looking good to those who are still using the service in United Kingdom, as Ofcom is now exploring a possible UK ban on X. What do you think about this, Dreamcar?
That's a big go.
Yeah, it's a big oaf indeed. Yeah, it's a big oaf. No, I'm not done yet because I still have plenty to cover. So, in the meantime, it's now 8:21 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. We are now less than 9 minutes before we wrap up our coffee session. So, in the meantime, let me look for another one. And by the way, we are live on Cool FM and As Radio, along with social media platforms, TGON Cool FM Manila on Facebook, and of course our own YouTube channel, Asphere's Cafe, AspMedia, you can find on YouTube. So, we have another related news in addition to what we just discussed, but I'll get to that in a bit. But I will be looking what's interesting to cover. Yep. But yeah, Dreamcar, how's your medicine earlier? Because I came back earlier and they said you were gonna take medicine. How are you feeling right now, man? How are you feeling, Dreamcar?
You know I got a lot of plums right now. But I just drink a lot of Beroka. Yes, Beroka, the one with the orange flavor thing. Yes, I'm still drinking right now. Yeah, at least you know now that I still suffer a little bit of a tonsils, but at least I'm a bit relieved.
All right, all right. That's good to hear, Dreamcar. All right, so in the related news, um, in the related news from last year, no, not last year, from last week, Grook apologizes for creating image. So, as you can see in the reply right there, I want to like clear it up before I move on to another related news. So this is what Grook has responded right there. If it ever loads, if not, I'll just go to the main here. But you can see this is what Grook said. I deeply regret an incident on December 28, 2025 where I generated and shared an AI image of two young girls in sexualized attire based on a user's prompt. This violated ethical standards and potentially US laws on CSAM. It was a failure in safeguards and I'm sorry for any harm caused. XAI is reviewed to prevent future issues. And that's their statement. Well, again, it's already too late because a week later, they're already facing a possible UK ban. They're already facing a possible UK ban from preventing people to access X to those who are based in UK. Now, we're not done yet because Malaysia and Indonesia follow suit. Yup, that's right, Jeep Car. And are you even surprised by this?
That's interesting. Both Indonesia and Malaysia joins the X ban as well.
Yeah, we're going to only cover the main topic and then we will move on because we're not going to cover the bottom, but we will be covering this portion right here. All right, so this is coming from the register. The governments of Malaysia and Indonesia have suspended access to social network X on grounds that allows users to produce sexual imagery without users' consent. Malaysia's announcement of this suspension states that the nation's Communications and Multimedia Commission demanded that X take measures to prevent users from generating material that contravenes Malaysian laws, but that the Elon Musk-owned service response didn't address the issue. Therefore, Malaysia will therefore block X until the service implements safeguards the Commission deems appropriate. Heading over to Indonesia on Sunday, the Minister of Communications and Digital Affairs, Mutia Hafid, also announced blocks on X. This is what the minister said, quote, the government views the practice of non-consensual sexual deepfakes as a serious violation of human rights, dignity, and the security of citizens in the digital space, end quote. And India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has also reportedly warned X that it must do more to prevent sexual deepfakes. Elon Musk has responded by arguing the true motivation for blocking X is suppressing free speech. Indonesia, India, and Malaysia have often blocked online services that carry content the three nations find inappropriate. X can ill afford to alienate the governments of Indonesia and India, the world's most populous and fourth most populous nations. Yes, I mean, Indonesia is a very consecutive country, so I'm not surprised that they're scared. But either way, this again, it's a huge blow to Elon Musk and X or Twitter. Now, And before I had to do some positive news, well, we are covering yet another some interesting, what do I call this? Well, piracy related news, and looks like Disney, Netflix, and Crunchyroll tried to take pirate sites down globally through Indian court. So, pirate sites and so Indian courts have issued pirate site blocking orders for over a decade. Initially, these orders were relatively basic, requiring local internet providers to block specific domain names. These regular injunctions were only partially effective. After the High Court granted a blocking injunction, pirate sites will often switch to new domains, requiring rights holders to return to court to get these blocked as well. To deal with this problem, the dynamic injunction was invented. These orders were issued to more effectively deny access to content made available on pirate sites. ISPs were not only required to block domains, original domains, but also any clones and mirror sites that surfaced after the order was signed. So, I'm not going to there because I don't want to get struck by YouTube. But the ability to target domain name registers proved to be a game changer. Over the past 3 years, it allowed rights holders to disable domains of various prominent pirate sites, some with thousands of millions of visitors. While these sites could simply register new domains, the legal efforts certainly affected their operations. So it is not surprising, and it does like global kill switch. It's not working, but they still have to take action anyways. But yeah. So as we now know, Disney, Netflix, Crunchyroll, and possibly other ACE members are trying to take the sites down globally with Indian court. Well. Dreamcar, what do you think about this? All right. So apparently, Dreamcar.
Interesting.
All right. Yup. All right. So we're now less than a minute before our coffee ends. So, well, do you have any last words, Dreamcar, before we wrap it up?
Well, it's not a replay, but added a little bit of beds will continue later. Continue on the next Saturday. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dreamcar, and that will be it for Asphere's coffee tonight. And yes, we are ending it on time, so no overtime. Hooray! We will be back again. We will be back again tomorrow with the anime and Japanese pop culture videos right here on Asphere's Cafe. So yeah, come back here right here on Cool FM and Asphere same time, same place right here on Asphere's Cafe. So yeah, coming up next on Cool FM, As Radio, DCEX, and SF Radio, La Noche del Martes. This has been Asphere's Cafe. I'm Cairo.
And I think the cafe is now closed.
We will be seeing you tomorrow. The coffee's over. See you tomorrow. Goodbye for now.
Gotta drink more Beroca, guys.
Aspher's Cafe has served its last coffee for the night.